With regard to cutting, Governor, you may know, I suspect you do, that your counterpart in the leadership on the House side, Speaker Straus, has come under fire for some comments he's made in the last couple of weeks, in which, among other things, he said, I don't think we can cut our way to prosperity. This caused Michael Quinn Sullivan's bloomers to knot up. There was definitely a big stream of attacks against the Speaker for having suggested that we might actually have to look at sources of revenue. We can't simply cut our way to prosperity. Your colleagues on the Republican side in the Senate, Senator Tommy Williams, Senator Steve Ogden, made not the exact same comments, but other comments suggesting that maybe we have to have an honest conversation about revenue, possibly again about tweaking the margin tax. Are you with Speaker Straus, or are you with Michael Quinn Sullivan on that?
I'm with the people of Texas.
Who are they with?
They're at a point where they believe that government spends too much money. They're having to tighten their belt, and they want a government which represents them. I have been working with Senator Williams, who is a dear friend of mine, over the last three plus years. His comment, and for those that didn't read the comment, let me just put it into perspective. Sure. His comment was on our funding for our highways. And this year is a record year. We appropriated this year, you never read it in the newspaper, we appropriated $3.8 billion more money for public education, putting it in the classroom, trying to hold on to our teachers than we've ever appropriated. We appropriated more money for border security. We appropriated more money for our public safety, which I think is important. And this is a record year for TxDOT. But there is a cliff on our funding, and I have said repeatedly, I said it before the session, before January 2011, that we're going to have to address this. We're going to have to come to an agreement on how we're going to fund additional roads in the future. And that may involve looking at expanding some of the things we've done in the past, giving different jurisdictions the right to be able to apply some fee on motor vehicle registration. In the 2009 session, I passed out a collection or a series of bills by Senator Corona and we sent them over to the House to address this. But we funded our essential obligations this year, and we tried to do it in the smartest way possible. We increased the funding on some of our priorities. I'm disappointed that we had to cut some of our spending in higher education. The Senate wanted to do a little more there. The House didn't. But we came together on a good budget, I believe, which cut over $14 billion. And I think that's one of the keys. The problems with this country is that they keep changing the rules in Washington. They have an avalanche of new regulations. The Obama administration keeps talking about new taxes, and it's knocking all these business people back on their feet. There's $2 trillion sitting on the sidelines. 14 million people don't have jobs. We need to unleash that, get them to invest.
Governor, with respect, back to the question I asked you, it sounds to me like you agree with Michael Quinn Sullivan, that you do not agree with the Speaker, that you do think we can cut our way to prosperity. Is that not right?
We are having prosperity right now. This state is doing better than any other state. And right now, I wouldn't change it. I don't think it was wise to go ahead and send a different signal to businesses which are coming in here to invest, that we're going to change our tax system, we're going to start taxing you. As I said, there is an area in our transportation that we need to look at very carefully.
And in fact, Senator Williams, the proposal that we cited specifically, he was saying that, don't you think people in the state would be willing to pay a little bit more for a driver's license if they knew that they could hire additional people at the DMV and have lines that were 2 hours fewer? So he's looking at potential fee changes that might bring in additional revenue. You're open to that idea?
He and I have discussed that. I mean, that's one of the things that we need to be looking at very carefully during the session.
But no taxes?
I don't see the need for new taxes now.
Of any kind, okay.